Hi, readers. Welcome back to Reading Workshop today. I hope you've been enjoying your mystery books. The other day I was driving and I was looking up at one of those traffic lights, the green and the yellow and the red lights. And I was thinking, well, the green tells us how to drive. It tells us go fast, go fast. And the yellow tells us slow down. And the red tells drivers stop. And it's sort of interesting, right? These lights are telling us how to drive, even though they're not using words. And books are sort of interesting because they also sort of tell us how should we be reading this book. So readers, as I look back on all the strategies we've learned so far, I'm thinking we could add one more to this list. Today I want to teach you that a text will tell us how it wants to be read. And a mystery reader in particular asks, what kind of mind work is this text signaling me to do? Does it want me to read fast? Or sometimes a text will signal to us, slow down, read closely. So you might be thinking, okay, it's going to tell me to speed up, or the book is going to tell me to slow down, but where should be those places that we speed up or slow down? Well, here is a little handy list. Especially when you're reading a mystery, there's a few key places worth slowing down and reading closely. One is when you meet a new character. When you're at the scene of a crime is another. When you spot a clue. Ooh, this is a really good one. When the detective pauses to retell, some books that'll happen, the detective will pause and say back all the clues they've gathered so far. That's also a good place for you as a reader to slow down and think with the detective. Ooh, if you encounter a possible suspect, that's a great place. So I'm going to go back to a chapter in The Absent Author. This is the part where Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose are leaving Maureen Higgins and they're heading to the hotel. And I want us to think, what's the mind work this part of the text is signaling us to do? Is it telling us speed up, keep reading, or is it asking us to slow down and read closely? Let's try it. I mean, maybe Maureen Higgins wasn't telling the truth. Maybe she kidnapped him and she's hiding him in her lunchbox, Ruth Rose says. Very funny, Ruth Rose, Josh said. Maureen Higgins said she drove Wallace to the hotel. But what if she drove him somewhere else? You could be right, Dink said. That's why we're going to the hotel. With Dink in the lead, the four approached the check-in counter in the hotel lobby. Excuse me, Dink said to the man behind the counter. Oh, the man behind the counter. I think we're meeting a new character. Let's read slowly, let's read closely and see if we should be suspicious of this person. Excuse me, Dink said to the man behind the counter. May we help you? He was the saddest looking man Dink had ever seen. He had thin black hair. Are you picturing that? I am. And droopy eyebrows. His skinny mustache looked like a sleeping centipede. A name tag on his suit coat said Mr. Linkletter. We're looking for someone. Mr. Linkletter stared at Dink. He's supposed to be staying at this hotel, Josh said. The man twitched his mustache at Josh. Oh man, I feel like the text kind of gave us signals, like what's the mind work we should be doing. At first, we're reading along, we know what's happening, and then we met a new character. We met Mr. Linkletter, and we're trying to see, is he suspicious? What are we learning about him? Well, I don't know, that description as the saddest looking man. I mean, usually somebody who works at a hotel is cheerful and happy, but the saddest looking man, that's a little unusual. Ooh, and the fact that at the end it said his mustache twitched. Oh, maybe he's nervous. I don't know, but I'm really glad we paid attention to the mind work and slowed down to read closely. So readers, think back to all the beautiful strategies you've been trying out in your mystery reading books and make a quick work plan. Will you be sketching about your reading, writing about your reading, talking about your reading? No matter how you choose to do your work today, make sure you document your best thinking. Happy crime solving, everybody.